I will put my body through every test I can find. I think I'm pretty healthy. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I eat healthy, and I exercise every single day.
But am I really as healthy as I think? I will find out by testing how old my heart is, measure my exact body fat percentage, see how strong I am, how my body responds to heat and heights, and even test on cancer. But in the first test, I will find out my real height, measured by a laser.
It even says my name.
Let's get dressed.
Well, actually, it was getting undressed. This is my moment.
The measurement starts now. Your height is 178.
What?
Is that not your height?
No.
I think it is.
Can I redo it?
I don't think it will change, but you can.
As far as I know, my height is 182 centimeters. It's on my passport. But is it accurate for Aryan?
Here we go. My real height.
175.
I'm happy with my height.
Is that the height?
That is my real height, yes.
I really didn't want to believe it.
What?
There you go, 179. That's a short Dutch guy.
Mass indexing.
I'm joking, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
This is Alicia, and she will make a 3D scan of us with some really nice looking faces. And she is one of the multiple experts that we've got in this video.
Little 3D model booth. Hit start on the screen, and you're gonna lift these handlebars.
That's a full-on deadlift.
Lots of little cameras in here is what's gonna pick that up and make that model of you. When it says scan done, you can come out there.
This scan just measured everything on my body, literally everything. And I now know what circumference my arm is or my waist. So now, for example, you know exactly what size to get from Gymshark. Make sure to use code STANTEN at discount and really fill this in. Some people forget this and that's just a waste of money. But now the best, and some people even say the only way to accurately measure your body fat, muscle mass, and bones.
Do a DEXA scan.
DEXA scan.
The gold standard for body composition.
Very accurate. Does cost like $75,000.
So let's get radioactively scanned.
Have you got any metal in your body?
I hope not.
I hope not. Brilliant. And then just relax down, be about 3.5 minutes.
I posted this picture in my story. You might have seen this on my Instagram, at TeamBrowney, and someone replied calling me fat. And looking at body fat percentages, you are obese if you are 25+% body fat. Average, 18 to 24%. Fitness, 14 to 17%. Athlete, 6 to 13% body fat. We will find out which category is mine. While our results are loading, let's go to the next test.
Here we go.
That has a waiting list of 100,000 people worldwide.
So we have over 100,000 people on the wait list at the moment.
And the building looks interestingly futuristic.
Feels like I arrived in a completely new world.
Here they will use this chamber to see if I have skin cancer. And I will learn the actual age of my heart.
And the question is your heart younger or older than you?
After you.
That's a very light room.
So she gave me a robe and very fashionable shoes and started with a very personal question.
Do you know your height? What? So firstly, we have our body scanner. This will take 2,000 photos in both 2D and 3D to map out any moles or markings on the body. We also have integrated thermal cameras to look for any signs of inflammation and compare both sides of the body. Good to go?
Yeah.
Fantastic. You can stand in there as I demonstrated, and I'll pull this closed.
Initiating scanning. 3, 2, 1.
And this machine will not only scan for cancer.
Futuristic. Nice to meet you.
Hey Stan, great to meet you.
But it will also create a 3D avatar of me.
It's really starting to form like me. I can see the really big ears and the shoulders that need a little bit of work.
Scan completed.
How did you find that?
That was like, I'm in the future. That was crazy.
They ran one more close-up scan right before the actual doctor arrived to check me out too.
Have you noticed any of your moles or freckles changing recently?
I don't think so.
I am totally happy with all of your skin markings.
And right before I get judged by a robot.
What we will do next is your blood test. Good vein.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, we'll send that off to the lab now.
Whoa.
Off it goes. Yeah. We have our lab here on site, so it'll go straight to the lab where it'll be processed. Well, it's the future of healthcare.
I'm living in 2100. Let's go.
The most important thing with the skin is protecting it from the ultraviolet rays in the sun. I'm curious about whether you use sun cream?
I do as often as possible, though for long shoots like this, if this would be outside, I do get burned.
So our skin scanner takes 2,000 high resolution photos of your body, and I'm going to show you that process in action. We're going to have a little look at your back.
Wow.
So this is you. Each of these blue squares represents one of the moles that we found on your back. So we've counted the number of moles and freckles you have, and you have 557 that we detected today. And that's a bit less than the average NECO member.
The robot agrees with the doctor and I don't have cancer.
That's your heart. Have you heard it before?
I probably have at some point, but not like this. It's all around me.
You ready?
I am ready.
Great. Let's have a look. There you are.
No!
So you are perfectly aligned.
I'm 25.
And at 25, that's a great thing.
All these tests so far were not super intense, but now it will be the first time I will break a sweat. But definitely not the last time. It will get so much harder.
Why is there a needle?
Have you done a sweat test before?
Never.
It's really interesting. So we're going to put some pads on you. Got to be attached quite tightly, and it's going to induce sweat on your forearm. Beautiful. I'm going to turn that on. Current is passing through the wires.
I won't feel anything.
It might sting a tiny bit.
I am actually super interested to see if I lose a lot of salt or not. It's starting to tingle right now.
It is a little bit tingling.
It's tingling? Yeah, I definitely feel something.
When I take them off, you'll have a little ring of sweat on your forearm. And then this has got a tiny tube, which is going to collect your sweat in that tube.
I really actually want to know this information. Like, this is, for me, it's very useful.
It's going to turn your sweat blue.
Wow.
I have cramps all the time, Arjen too sometimes, and this test will maybe help us understand how we can prevent that.
So all that blue is your sweat in there.
What? Oh, there's a tube in there, of course.
Now this just goes in our analyzer, and I'm just going to push it through, and then your number will come up, and that will be how much sodium comes out your sweat. Cool. 59, I think.
Sten, you are a salty sweater.
My number was high. I'm pretty salty, but Arjen's numbers shocked the experts.
I'm so salty.
Is he salty?
That's a pretty high number.
So, Arjen, your score of 94 puts you in the very high salty category.
What? That is almost like the saltiest you can get.
That's the saltiest I've seen. Yes, personally me. I'm not sure about you as well. Yeah.
So what can we do with all this information?
1280 milligrams of sodium per liter of sweat.
And so that's what I would have to supplement with?
So if you were to work out your sweat rate, then you'd work out how much sodium you need to intake during a race.
Wow, okay.
You can actually test this yourself for free at home. Step 1, take off your clothes. Step on a scale and write down your weight.
86.2 kilograms.
Put on your clothes again, or not, whatever you prefer. Do a regular 1-hour workout. After your workout, take off your clothes again, or skip this step if you didn't put your clothes on.
There's actually a lot more sweat in my underwear and socks, and I really need to pee, but that's not allowed. I realize that. That's probably not allowed.
And again, step on the same scale.
Here we go. With the shaker.
This is the same water bottle as before, so then the weight of the water that I consume doesn't matter. But you can't refill it.
84.8 kilograms.
And now that you know your new weight, you also know how much sweat you lost during the workout.
Oh, but then that's 1.4 kilograms of liquid. I lose a lot. So I just lost this amount of sweat, and in this sweat was this amount of salt. So I need to somehow get this salt back into my body. Yeah, it's actually even more than this, but I just didn't have anything bigger, and that's a lot of salt, so I probably need to drink this sweat again. That's real sweat. Or is it?
All this came out of me. Let's see more of what's inside of me.
You just lay down comfortably, that's all you have to do.
We're testing how much pressure is on my body, literally. Blood pressure in 4 locations, and even the pressure in my eyeballs.
Initiating blood pressure mapping.
Do they feel of equal tightness on both sides?
Yes. My arms are inflating. They finally feel big.
Data collection from lasers complete. Your doctor will be with you shortly.
So we're going to start off with your arterial health, and we do that by looking at your blood pressure. So your blood pressure today is 118/61, and that puts you at the top end of the optimal range. So we're going to see what's going to happen to your blood pressure as you get older. So throughout your lifetime, up to the age of 80, you would still be in the normal range, assuming you keep up with high levels of exercise, no big changes to diet, that kind of thing.
He is saying my lifestyle so far is working. I'm happy with that, and to be fully transparent, diet is really important to me, and I do take a decent amount of things. Here's a list of all the things that I daily take, like creatine, daily vitamins, stuff like that. Some of these you can actually get. First link in the description, code Browney. But if you don't have the budget, some of these are definitely overkill. But creatine is really recommended, by the way. But I might be missing one important thing when it comes to lifestyle.
Sleep, and particularly whether your sleep gets disrupted if you're crossing time zones or things like that.
I do always hear also from friends like Will Tennyson that I need to sleep more often. Thank you, Will. Travel disrupts sleep the most. You're in a random hotel room together with your friend in the same bed.
And that can have knock-on effects on things like blood pressure and metabolism. However, I can't tell you how to avoid jumping time zones. So maybe it's a risk that you just mitigate by being healthy in other areas of your life.
Eye pressure is something I have never tested before and also never thought I would test.
Look straight ahead, eyes nice and wide open. I'll place my hand on your shoulder just for some stability, and then you'll feel a light flare into the eye. If you need a blink, that's totally fine, okay?
So the eye pressure is just the pressure of the fluid within the eyeball, but the overall effect is to exert more pressure within the eyeball, and that can squash your retina. So the retina is the thing that helps you detect light.
Fantastic. How do you find that?
That was interesting.
I didn't even blink.
I tried to not blink.
Yours today is great. So I'd be very happy with your eye pressure.
But how much pressure can our bodies generate?
Very different than any grip strength I've ever done before.
This is how you're going to be measuring grip strength. Just by your side, squeeze as hard as you can. We're going to measure on the iPad to see how much you can do.
It's measured in newtons.
Newtons, yeah.
Wow, new measurement. Normally we just do kilograms.
Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Relax. Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Relax. Good. Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good job. Good. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Relax. Good. Your left actually was a little bit more than your right for your grip squeeze.
I am right-handed.
I mean, it's not like a huge difference. It's only 2.4% difference. So looking at your grip strength, less than a 10% difference between both, which is really good.
Okay.
I'm very much above average. So.
Nice.
Nice to see.
Above average.
Well, that's the first time you hear that.
86th percentile and 82nd.
I actually don't think that's too big of a shock. I don't really train that very often, and math moves math.
To be fair, that is like really good. One of the highest we've seen, to be fair.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Second strength exercise is a mid-thigh pull, or just a very painful deadlift.
It's essentially a deadlift that doesn't move. So we're measuring the amount of strength that your lower half can produce. There you go. So you can go into position whenever you're ready. Deep breath, go for it. Good. Pull, 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 pull. Relax.
Woo! That was the biggest 0 to 100. No warm up. Whew.
It did go high very quick. That is like one of the fastest shoots I've seen.
Yeah, I could feel that everywhere.
I am ready.
Good. So a deep breath. Good. Pull, 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 pull. Relax.
His face was like...
Your mid-thigh pull, your maximum was 2955. You've got only a 2% asymmetry, which is really good. Your isometric mid-thigh pull was 2971, which is really, really good.
Wow. You're telling me his pull was a little bit more than mine?
Yeah, it was. 16 newtons more. 19.2% asymmetry with your left pulling a bit more.
That's a pretty big difference, right?
Some people will generally be like 30% difference, not because they have an injury or any muscle imbalance, it's just a weird movement. So overall, both of you, strength tests, higher than I expected, I'm not gonna lie.
What's also high is the altitude that professional athletes train at. But why do they do this? We're gonna find out by training like them. But do they always have to fly to a mountain to train like this? No, luckily not. There are special rooms.
What I want to look at is the direct impact that altitude has on you as an athlete. I would do two 12-minute ramp tests. The first one's going to be at sea level, and the second one's going to be at 2,700 meters in our chamber.
So we can compare how my body reacts to high altitude.
Starting at 12 kilometers an hour, and then we'll go 13, 14, 15. And at the end of each stage, I'm going to measure your blood oxygen saturation, which is the percentage of oxygen in your blood, and then your heart rate.
This is going to be the most tiring day of my life.
Very true. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just jumping off here. And 1, let's jump off. Let's go.
I want to yawn.
And that's not weird because...
The test we did at sea level downstairs was done at 20.9% oxygen. That's the amount of oxygen in the air. Our chamber's set at 2,700 meters, which is 15% oxygen. Now, if this number goes down, this SpO2, what that shows is there's less oxygen in your body, which means there's less oxygen going to the muscle. Less oxygen going to the muscle means that the muscle has to work harder.
Because we're off the mountain. Get it?
So there's two ways we can look to use that data. You can either look to use that data to reduce the stress on the body. So if we get you running 1 kilometer per hour slower, but your heart rate's the same, the risk of injury is lower, or you recover better.
89, perfect. Go in 3, 2, and 1.
We can look to train at the same intensity, but your heart rate's now 170 rather than 162. So you're putting the same training stress on the body, but getting even more cardiorespiratory benefit for it.
Getting a little bit more tired now.
Yeah, not surprised. And then we will go for our final stage. And approaching that final 10 now. It's just 10 seconds of your life. 3, 2, and 1. Jumping off. Really nice work. All done.
That's why so many people were training in there, to lower the stress on their body but get the same results.
Exactly.
But training like this is just one of the few things professional athletes do to stay on top of their game. Like knowing how hard I should actually train to get better. And the experts are gonna test that by squeezing my finger.
Okay. Cricket. That feel all right?
That feels amazing. And this gives them a little drop of blood to analyze.
Perfect. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go.
So what is the number we're looking for?
We're not really looking for a specific number as such. We're looking for a significant jump in the blood lactate to find that threshold. 1.4 millimoles to start with, what we'd kind of expect to see.
And how many of these do we do?
Until we find your threshold.
Feeling good, so I'm actually worried this might go on forever.
For a while, yeah. It will hit you, don't worry.
It will hit me, yeah.
It will creep up on you. And 1 jumping off here. Is that all right?
Yes.
3, 2, and 1, let's go. You'll finally reach a stage where you think, oh, not sure if I could do another.
When my lactate levels are too high, my body starts to struggle. Just under that stage is the best way to train. It's the sweet spot, hard enough to improve, but not too hard to burn out.
Lovely, see if we need to go again. Going up that 1 kilometer an hour, and 1, let's go.
15.5, this is fast for me.
Heart rate is really starting to build here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, jumping off it. Let's go, well done, really nice job. Right, this might be the last stage, we might be going again. Let's see how we go. 4.2, yeah, we're done.
We're done.
Really nice, feeling all right?
I'm feeling good, yeah. But I know that after this I have to do a VO2 max test. And I will go after, there you go, to go even harder.
So you can see here for you, your LT1 or your aerobic limit is around 150 heart rate. Your LT2, so your anaerobic limit, is up and around 170 beats a minute.
The scans are done and all the information of our bodies is right here on this iPad.
First thing we're looking at is your skeleton and your bone density.
Whoa, I look fat.
It's a skeleton.
And because a DEXA scan scans everything, you can even see the muscle imbalances you have between all 3 legs, for example.
This is where for you, this is quite a big difference.
Yeah,
this is about a 900 gram difference.
Almost a kilo difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I play badminton, and with badminton you like only use your right leg.
Yeah.
And you sort of lunge forwards.
Yours is about a kilogram difference.
What?
Whoa!
You as well?
Yeah.
Why?
Might be my ankle injury on my left, so I just compensated with right a lot more.
Very common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's even one measurement that tells us how healthy we actually are.
Your cell health, so your phase angle.
Your diet, sleep, training, literally everything affects this.
The strength of your cell walls are both really, really high. So that's just an overall biomarker of health.
What?
Top 1%.
Top 1%, wow.
It just shows things like your immune system's strong, you've got a good amount of calorie intake, you sleep well.
We know everything about our body now. We also know our imbalances.
Except body fat percentage.
These are your little heat maps here. Body fat percentage, yours, Stan, is 10.7%. Yours is 9.5%.
Sub 10%.
And you're in the top 4% and the top 3% compared to other men your age as well. Everything from that DEXA is positive. There's nothing outside of range.
I don't want to brag, but they basically said perfect body composition. But that doesn't mean we are actually fit. Test 9, the hardest so far. We'll hopefully prove this, or it will prove us wrong.
We'll get the VO2 master on you, and we're going to do a ramp test till failure. So no Mr. Nice Guy anymore, none of this easy, hard. It's
VO2 max is one of the hardest tests professional athletes have to train for. Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, is at the top of the scale. An average professional athlete, a little bit lower. And the general population scores around 30 to 40.
the way to think of VO2 max is the size of the engine. That tells us just how fit you are and kind of how much oxygen your muscles can use.
Ari will join so we can compare results and see who is actually fitter.
All right? Nice, okay.
We will be running and they will make it harder every single minute until we reach failure and give up.
Failure is either when Stan has absolutely had enough, pops his hand on the side, jumps off the treadmill, or is when I think it starts to get a little bit dangerous and looks like he might fall off, I'll tell him to step off. Make sense?
Sick.
Lovely.
They're gonna push us so hard that they tied us to the treadmill.
That's an emergency cord, just so if you go flying off the back, the treadmill will stop. This is gonna be a much shorter test than the lactate test. 2, and 1. Let's go. We are building up. Let's go, looking really good. 15 down, 45 to go. You might be starting to struggle a little bit now, but we've got a long way to go, Stan. Stick with it, stick with it. It's just 10 seconds, then we're building. Looking so good. We've got it in you. Let's go. Really nice, Arian. Keep it here. Let's do it. Power through. Make it to the end of this stage. Really nice. Let's go. You've won another stage. Looking really good. Don't let this stage get the better of you. You want the data. Fight through. Push all the way to the end. Dig deep. You've always got more than you think you've got. Let's go. Let's go. Looking really strong here. VO2 max is really building. You're fighting for it. It's only 30 seconds of your life, and then we're building up. Really nice. 20 seconds gone. 40 seconds to go of this stage. You've got this. Looking good. You've got this. Really nice work. You've got this. You can go for it. Let's go. You've got this, Stan. That is 30 seconds down and 30 seconds to go. You've got this. Win this stage. Win this stage. Working hard now. We're really having to fight. 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds to go. 20. You've got this. Jumping off. Jumping off. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. You've got this. Fight for it. Nice work. Really nice work. Really nice. How are we feeling?
Terrible. And we were pushing so hard that the treadmill was basically running away from us.
Your heart rate goes unbelievably high. You hit 200 there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Really nice. Hold it here. Hold it here. Really nice work. Your first max test. Thank you. How are we feeling?
That was the worst thing I've ever done.
And somehow we're still going to do a harder test today.
That's somewhere around kind of 54 or 55, which isn't too bad at all.
We're looking about 59, maybe 58.
Which puts us both in the professional athlete category. I'm coming for you, Cristiano.
Pretty happy with that, yeah.
Really nice work.
VO2 max shows how hard your body can work, but the next test shows how well you can handle harsh environments.
40 degrees Celsius in here. I know it doesn't look that hot right now, but right now it does. There's a lot of fire and...
This felt like a sauna, but this one is not for relaxing.
Okay, that is hot.
This is gonna be tough. Normally when you run, you get a breeze of running, but now it's not even there.
He will show us this colorful sheet so we can rate how we're feeling and he can track if we are actually still alive.
Right now I would say I'm at 6.
Yeah, between 6, 7.
But to see if our feelings actually matter and match the data, we have a high-tech tracker.
So that's our core sensor. So it sits on your ribs and it's going to measure your core body temperature. Ian, you're at 37.4 now. It was 37.26 last time. And Stan, you were 38.9. You're now 37.2. 7 minutes in, over 10% of the way through. Happy thoughts. Eventually you will both slow down. You're heating up nicely at the moment. Where are we on this scale?
Maybe 8.
Maybe 8?
For me, an 8. Confident 8.
Ian, you're slightly hotter, so you're at 38.04 degrees. And Stan, 37.74.
And even the experts started to break a sweat.
I'm starting to sweat now. It's gotten to me at the back here.
I'm definitely at an 8. I'm very hot right now.
Same. Sounds about right. You both look pretty hot. I'm probably at about 6 at the moment, to be fair.
Already?
Ian, 38.27, and that's 25 minutes in. Down 37.94, about to hit 38.
It's like we're being cooked, like we're heating up very nicely.
You're both well on track to have some very nice heat training from this. Okay, I've got good news and bad news. The good news is you're halfway. The bad news is you're only halfway. So there you go.
8, but a little bit higher.
8, a little bit higher up.
Close to 9, but still 8.
We did a crazy amount of tests and learned so much about our bodies. But was $10,000 in tests actually worth it?
Probably one of the toughest weeks I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it was so worth it. So much fun. And I would do it again. But let's finish this one.
Arjen was getting too hot too fast.
So I'm going to drop you down to 6. Stan, you're at 38.3 now. And Arjen still rising a little bit, 38.64.
Oh, my legs.
And I also really started to struggle.
Where are we now?
9.
0 to 10.
Solid 9.
Solid 9s?
9.
Good work, guys. We've got your hots. Just keep sweating away.
Who's hotter now?
Oh, it's still you, Arjen. So you've actually crept to 38.75. And Stan, you're 38.52.
Arjen now had to stop completely because he was getting too hot.
Actually going to stop you now because you're still creeping nicely in the heart rate. So just stand still, just existing is good. The second you start cooling down, we'll get you walking again. 45 minutes in on the scale. Still 9s?
Definitely 9.
Definitely 9.
Top 9, but 9.
Yeah, same 9, but I can still exist.
I agree with that. Based on your heat data, you're both hot to the point where you're going to be feeling it very, very badly. Iron, you have plateaued, so the moment you can start going back down, which means you're going to start walking again. Out of 10 on the effort, what are we looking at for you, Stan? How hard is it?
Effort?
Yeah, effort.
I'm giving it 11 right now.
Just now asking you to carry on just a little bit longer, and the relief you're going to feel when you get out is going to be brilliant. Just over 100 seconds to go. That's a nice way of thinking it. Every second is 1% of what you got left. Very well done, guys. So, hit the stop buttons. Without further ado, out you go.
That feels great. That feels so good. We can handle this. Barely.
Very good athletes. You made a tough stuff, especially all the stuff you did today, VO2 stuff downstairs. Come back out of all of that and dig out an hour of sweating and being miserable.
Thank you so much for everything. Literally, everyone helped us so well today. I think we're just gonna go shoot.
So I found out I definitely need to focus more on my salt intake and sleep. But most importantly, my lifestyle is working. I am super happy with these results and my health. And no, I'm not fat like this dark message said. So fuck this guy.
Check this out. This is pretty crazy. Oh, damn. That concludes the hardest days of our lives.